we give it a minute to see if people
Max, do you have the marker for this? Hello everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of Show and Tell Live. Tonight we are making a movie. For those of you that are joining us that have no idea what's going on, one of our cast members, Dan, loves to write movies. He's written quite a few of them, but we're going back to what may be the first one he ever wrote at age 15. It is a full-length feature script, and tonight we have not read it. The only person who has read it is our director for tonight. Shane, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Shane. I guess I will be the director for tonight. I've directed some movies, so kind of know what I'm doing. I also am wearing this hat. Ironically, I purchased it unironically though. Also, when I was in the bathroom, I realized they gave me a hat here, so I just need to commit to it now. So, yes, I've read the script, and it's something. It truly is something, and I'm very excited to share with everybody just the vision of a young boy, an auteur, really, and the world was just not ready, and I believe after decades of societal, change, that it will finally recognize the genius of Absent by one Dan Mosley.
This is true. So just to kind of explain the ground rules of what's going to be happening tonight, like I said, none of us have read the script, so all of our readings will be first-line takes of what we are reading. That being said, I am informed that there are both grammatical errors and straight-up typos, and we have elected to not edit those, but to read them as written. So if we say something that is nonsensical or just improper, please know that's an artistic choice, that we've chosen to uphold the integrity of the script above all else. It's going to be a little stop and start as we start off, but hopefully that will smooth itself out as we get going. But like any good movie, now that we have a script, the thing we need to do next is to cast the movie.
Yes. We do some pre-production here, so.
Yes.
Whoa!
So why don't we go ahead and start off? Why don't you explain a little bit about who Jeff is?
So Jeff, he is our hero. Jeff is a bit of a loner, kind of a brooding character. He has a lot of damage in his life, and but he's trying to make up for it. So I guess he's a little bit of an anti-hero in that regards, but I believe that you're going to see the good in him tonight, and I figured that there was no better actor to portray such a complex hero than our own Dan Mosley.
Written by and starring.
Whoa! Double
Thank you.
Yeah. I figured Dan would be good, and also the fact that I wanted him to suffer the most.
Yeah.
I apologize in advance for everything that's going to happen tonight. Yeah.
All
right, and then we're going to move on to Claire.
Spelled C-L-A-R-E.
We don't know if that's the correct spelling. It's not, but.
Oh, is there an I in there somewhere?
Nope.
No, that is how it is.
That's how it's spelled in here. Okay.
Yes.
I thought you meant that wasn't correct to the script.
No, we're not.
Okay, that is correct to the script. Yes, good. That's how it should be.
So Claire, just a bit of our love interest. I'd say she's very kind and ambitious. That's all I really got for Claire. Dan wasn't really writing a feminist masterpiece at 15. I apologize, the script does not pass the Bechdel test. But for our leading lady, I think Kat would.
Great. This is my acting peak.
It's all downhill from here.
Excited.
Oh!
We will update everyone's IMDb page after this, just so you know.
So,
Tell me about Chris. What are we looking
Chris.
at?
He's Jeff's second banana in a way. His best friend, always there for him. Sometimes a little bit absent-minded though, but he is an integral part to Jeff's character and to the story. So I believe Matt would yes.
I will play this part as honestly as I can.
Whoa.
Whoa.
You're getting down in some John territory there, Matt.
He's
Sorry.
Max and John.
This is your show, Max.
All right. And then we're gonna move on to John. Stars, I would like to apologize the fact that the protagonist and the antagonist are named Jeff and John. You have no idea how much of an aneurysm this gave me reading the script multiple times. But anyway, so John, he's got a lot of resentment towards the world and society at large, and has a festering hatred for it, and he wants to just burn it all down. So very ambitious. Also low-key an incel, I think. Like I said, Dan was very much ahead of his time and predicted incel culture before it happened. But yeah, for John, I really wanted an actor who could really embrace the dark side, and like he's a method actor. He's been in character for months now, like preparing for this role. I really believe that. I apologize that we missed doing this movie so late and we will not be able to get any Oscar nominations. If so, I really do think that Alex would have gotten an Oscar for
Alex, say the thing.
Like you said, I'm going method. So.
Tell them. Oh my god.
Whoa!
Thank you, John.
What's up, Dan?
We just got
Also, we just got rated by 46 people.
Whoa, what's
Whoa!
my Mikey.
Thank you,
Mikey!
That's how you say it.
Alright.
So for those of you that don't know what's going on, this is Show and Tell Live. We are a comedy improv stream, but tonight we're throwing that out the window and we've gotten ourselves a script. So one of our cast members, Dan, wrote a movie. He wrote a movie when he was 15, and we've never read it, but our director has, and Shane assures us it's terrible. So right now we're casting, and then we're gonna jump into that movie, and we're gonna do first takes only, and it's apparently very bad. So
Tommy would probably be like, I think you need another draft.
All right,
now we're gonna move on to Henry. So Henry is also kind of a tragic character. All tragic characters here. This is very Shakespearean. So he is sort of the right-hand man to John.
Henchman.
Yeah, a little bit of a henchman. But I think it's because Henry's a little bit naive. He's not very experienced with the world. Also, he has a little bit of a crush on Alice, which we will get to. But yeah, so to portray Henry, I believe Steve would.
Look at us villains in the denim jacket.
Uh-oh says he was a railman.
Let's see if I remember how to do this. There we go. All right.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
I figured that was popular when Dan wrote this.
Also, thanks for the follow, FGC Valhalla.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Now
Let's
we're
hurry up. We got a movie to make.
So now we're gonna move on to Alice. So Alice is the henchwoman of this piece, sort of the female villain, kind of like in a way of like a James Bond femme fatale, I think. But she's also a bit of the brains of the operation for John's plan to destroy the world.
What?
But yeah, but yes, also there is a will there, won't they, with Henry. But for Alice, I believe ANYA.
Whoa.
Yes.
Never revealed her face.
Oh!
And then you're dead.
All right. And then finally, we're going to move on to Stephanie. Not a lot to Stephanie. I'm gonna be spoiler alert, she kind of comes out of nowhere. So she's a woman from John's past. And she's got a family now and a job. So I'm kind of
Yep, that's all we
We're not
need.
giving away.
That's all we need.
Don't give any more away.
that is all I will say. But yes, you would like to
Yes.
yes.
I've also have been method acting for this as well. Flying out
She
of
had
nowhere.
kids.
I had a baby and there's not much to me.
All right. And then finally, we're going to move on to Jasper.
Oh, is that how it's pronounced?
Oh, is it Jasper?
I don't know.
No. We're just gonna.
Dan, you were the writer. How is it pronounced?
It's up to whoever plays go.
Okay, well, Dom, how would you like to?
Well, Gasper.
Jasper. So Gasper, he's sort of the mentor character, kind of the Obi-Wan Kenobi of the this world. I wouldn't know. I don't watch children's movies. Actually, I do watch Star Wars. But yeah, so yeah, Dom is gonna be playing Jasper. Very integral role. He really sets the plot into motion.
Oh, wow.
Probably the most important character of your life.
Thank you. I'm ready for this responsibility.
Yes.
All right.
And
Well, that's
our
our cast.
cast. So, for all of you raid buddies that may not know what's going on, real quick, there's a script for a screenplay that one of our members wrote when he was 15, and none of us have seen it, including him, since then. So, we're going to act that out, and we just found out what characters we are. We've never read it. Even now, we're going to read it as we act it out. So.
All right.
Oh,
Shall we?
and then Dom will also. There's 2 miscellaneous characters. Dom will also be playing them, and then I will be reading stage directions as the director.
And now, Show and Tell Live presents the world premiere reading of the movie Absent.
All right, who's in the first scene, Shane?
All right,
Take it
so-
away. Yeah, this is your director's seat.
You have your
Okay.
director. You can talk to him.
Oh, cool.
What do we got first?
Right. I'm going to need Chris, and I'm going to need Jeff.
Okay. So start reading. Or tell us whatever you need.
All right.
There aren't any stage directions in the beginning.
So,
Or like yeah.
so
Okay.
for this scene,
Yeah.
your motivation. It's been a while since you've had a lot of human connection.
Okay.
Bit of a dry spell.
Okay.
So this is your longtime friend Chris.
Okay.
Chris, it's been a while since you've seen your best pal Jeff. So you're really gonna need to like bring him back to the world of the living, and that's gonna be weird. This is your best friend. Imagine if Dan was your friend.
Hard to do.
I really need you to bring out those emotions. So picture somebody else other than Dan, and then really bring those emotions out.
Okay.
All right. And let's start. All right.
All right. What is happening? Okay, I'm not here.
All right. So, exterior tree spot day. Chris is tied up to a tree.
Yeah. A little to your left. A little to your left.
There we go. And Jeff walks over slowly. Neither of them says a word. Jeff unties him. Chris is feeling his wrist where the ropes were tied.
Why are you back?
Jeff says nothing and begins to walk away.
Why are you back, Jeff? Why now? It's not like this just started now.
Jeff still says nothing. They both continue walking.
Jeff, why did you come back? John is looking for you, and now you're here for him to take you.
Chris slams Jeff against the tree in frustration. Jeff looks at him.
I couldn't leave her. Not when I could see his plans in store for her.
Exterior tree spot day. Begin flashback!
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh god, a better tree.
Jeff is sitting at the same tree where the man was tied. He was doodling in his notebook. A drawing of two people.
We're getting it. We're getting it.
A drawing of two people holding hands. A woman walks past him as if he wasn't there. Jeff gets up and walks next to her. She still doesn't see him. Another man walks by. He doesn't see him either. He walks back over to the tree and looks down at his notebook. He builds up with fury and chucks the book behind him hits the tree. Ah! She falls over and does nothing. He does nothing. The other man comes back.
Are you okay, Claire?
Yeah, I think so.
Did somebody just throw this notebook at you?
This man is holding the notebook. Claire looks directly where Jeff is standing, but she can't see him.
I think so.
That jerk must have run off.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Exterior, the tree spot, later. Wait. Claire walks back to the street spot where Jeff was standing, but Jeff was sitting against the same tree, staring at the drawing. But when he saw her come, he sprung up. He looks behind some trees curiously as Jeff watches her. Oh, she walks over to Jeff's tree where she saw a carving of a star on the tree. She felt as if Jeff comes up from behind her. He reaches to touch her shoulder, but stops himself. She turns around because she hears a rumbling far away. Her face was nearly inches away from his, but looks right through him. She speeds, walks away, but accidentally hits Jeff's hands when she walks by. She turns around suspiciously, but keeps walking. Exterior tree spot the next morning.
Okay.
Jeff is still sitting there, sitting against his tree. The woman walks over again. She goes over to the tree and turns around again, hoping to feel Jeff again. Jeff walks over to her. Jeff.
Hello?
Hello.
Jeff walks away in regret as Claire hopes for a reply. Hearing his footsteps, she turns around.
Wait, don't go.
Jeff pauses, and she hears he does. But then the other man walks by and see Claire.
Claire, why are you going?
I just dropped my earring.
Well, let's go then.
Claire walks away, sadly, as Jeff comes out farther.
Goodbye, Claire.
Exterior, the tree spot, that night.
Pacing, whispering to himself.
Should
Should I talk with her? She knows I'm here, so why not? No, I can't. It's forbidden. What's the difference? It doesn't even matter. It never matters. No matter what I do, she'll never be able to see me, to know where I am, to call my name from across the room.
Jeff sighs. Claire walks up with a flashlight and hears Jeff talking to himself. She hides behind the tree to listen while covering her flashlight.
Just once I wish I could know someone who isn't trying to save or destroy the world, and to be able to talk with them eye to eye, but But this is what I am meant to do. What I am meant to be. What I have to be.
Why do you have to be like this?
Jeff, shocked, remains silent. Claire looks around for him since she can't see him.
Please, can you talk to me? I wouldn't mind having a friend even if I can't see them.
My name is Jeff.
Nice to meet you. I'm Claire.
I know who you are.
Where are you? I know that you hit me the other day, and I felt your hand too.
Jeff is silent.
Please, are you close?
As close as I'll ever be. Don't bother wasting your time. Friendship is something people like me don't get to experience. It would just ruin everything.
I wouldn't mind. My life could lose a little ruining, actually.
What do you mean?
I'm not the one who wants to fit in. I want to be myself, not a fossil of others.
Silence.
Please talk.
What is it you want? Money?
No, I thought this was a new thing. Something to make life a little more worth living. You seem to be so delicate, so pure, so untouched, that I couldn't resist something untamed.
Ha ha! I wish that was the truth.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
How did you get yourself to become invisible?
I didn't.
Then who did it?
Silence.
You aren't much of a talker, are you, Jeff?
It's a power passed down through generations. I was chosen to have it.
I would rather to be unseen than painted over by everyone else. You can choose your fate, your personality, your morals.
Yes. When you hit it, sure there. But once you separate from the people that can see you, you feel like nothing.
The world would just be a home, not a dictator.
If you had to watch others grow up together, play together, love each other together, without ever being able to have a chance to experience it because you are destined to be this,
Claire begins to cry in the sorrow she feels for him.
this was a mistake. Gasper told me not to do this. Idiot!
Claire gets up, trying to follow his voice as he's yelling at himself. She touches his back, and he immediately escapes her grasp.
No! I don't want to ruin what you have. Leave now.
Claire follows his voice again and hugs him. Jeff looks down at her and feels warmth, something he hasn't felt in a long time. He slowly wraps his arms around her.
I haven't felt a hug in over 10 years. Thank you.
No, thank you.
End flashback. Exterior tree spot.
She must mean a lot to you.
They stop walking.
Can you still jump?
Yes, but they'll know. The SWATs and the CIA will have our location if I do. John gave them a tracker.
Jeff stares at him as if he was saying this was really important.
Where is it you want to go?
Claire's house.
She isn't going to be there.
Shut up.
They jump to Claire's house, and Jeff immediately panics, seeing the house turned over.
Claire? Claire! Claire?
Jeff checks every room in the house, still calling her name, as Chris just wanders, looking at shambled picture frames and goblets. Jeff reaches her room, which is in mint condition with one note.
By the time you read this, I know the CIA have already taken me. But I wish you could see how great the house looked in its prime. 40 years was enough time for me to be with the most important man in the world. I know that I did you good because I let you grow up together, play together, and love together. If I could do it all again, I would. And I hope you would do too. The second one you taught of happiness, Claire.
Jeff walks down the steps with a note. Chris looks up to Jeff.
It was the CIA. They finally caught up to her.
Come on, before they follow on my trail.
Chris grabs the key on the counter and hands into the garage with Jeff. Jeff sits in the passenger seat and Chris sits in the driver's seat. They drive away. All right. Chapter 2.
That's the end of chapter 1.
Wow.
That's the end of chapter 1.
Sorry, can't count.
Wow.
Ofer, you can stay on that image. Like, you can go back.
Still.
There we go. All right. Chris and Jeff pull up to the house. They break into the house quietly.
Oh, so where are these guys?
Jeff feels the doorknob, and closes his eyes. He opens them seconds later.
They're on a vacation in Florida.
Both of them pull down the blinds on the windows. Jeff enters one of the bedrooms and changes into the clothes there. He sits down on the bed and takes the note off of his pocket. He pulls his hand over the paper, trying to look into the past. Begin flashback. All right. So, I'm going to need John and I'm going to need Claire.
Oh, get the chair. Grab that chair. Hang on. I'm gonna need that.
All right.
Give him the chair.
All right, Claire. So, this is going to be a very emotional scene.
Oh.
You are currently kidnapped in the clutches of the villainous John. But you're a brave woman, so don't give in to temptation here. John, you're going to need a really... You know she's tough.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to break her. Do pull out all the stops. Do not be afraid.
Okay.
Again, you don't respect women, so...
Right, no, not at all.
Yeah, so do not be afraid to really just go at it.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello, Claire.
Claire, tied up on a chair, looking pale. She says nothing.
I understand you had a connection with one of my old friends, Jeffrey.
You and I both know he isn't coming.
Oh, you know my question before I even ask it? Clever girl.
He slaps her gently on the cheek as he circles the table.
Yes, I know he said that, but from what I have been told, Jeffrey won't be too far from our grasp, and he couldn't dare stay away once he knows we have you here. So...
John slams his hands down on the desk.
Where is he?
I don't know.
You're a clever girl, aren't you, Claire?
Silence!
So you know what will happen to you if I'm not told what I came all the way over here for?
Claire looks down at the table in pain.
What are you going to do to him, John? Get rid of him like how you did with Rachel?
John looks up at Claire, who is staring at the table. He sits down in the chair. Then he leans in towards Claire.
How do you know about Rachel?
I know a lot more than you think.
Well, it doesn't matter anyway. Rachel was just a roadblock needed to be disposed of. But Jeffrey, oh, Jeffrey. Jeffrey is a different story. He is a weapon that is put in this world only to destroy us. He knows what we are doing and what we have done. He is the only thing holding me back. So Jeffrey must be replaced with something better, something more efficient to the plan.
Plan?
Oh, Jeffrey didn't tell you. Well, it doesn't matter. You will find out eventually. After all, we are just the pawns in his chess game. But you are nearly the queen. The best weapon on the board. Goodbye, Claire.
No! You can't do this to me! I'm not your weapon!
And flashback. Interior house, night.
Oh, God.
Jeff gets up and runs downstairs into the kitchen where Chris has been preparing some dinner by chopping up some lettuce.
Chris! We...
What is it? What did you see?
It's not the CIA. It's not the CIA. It's John. It's John.
Oh no. No.
We have to go get her.
But where is she?
There is no response.
I can't just jump all over the map until we find her. I wish we could just save the world and the girl in the blink of an eye too, but we can't. We need plans, solid ideas to execute, Jeff. John is smarter than both of us. We can't just outmuscle him.
Chris sighs. They both are silent in mid-thought. Chris turns around and goes back to cutting the lettuce. Interior house night. Chris and Jeff are sitting across from each other at the dinner table, eating slowly. Chris looks up at Jeff, who barely touched his food.
Okay, what is it?
What's what?
You obviously are thinking about something. Come on, spit it out.
It just seems like
Like what?
if she knew they were coming to write the note, she could have known they were going to take her, but she didn't tell me anything in the note.
Well, do you look back at it?
I can't. She doesn't want me looking into her memories.
You really think she's going to be upset because you looked into her memories in an attempt to save her from John? Psh.
Jeff takes the note from his pocket and unfolds it. He looks back at the moment the letter was written. Interior, Claire's house. Henry.
Okay, Steve.
Oh, I enter the other way?
Yes, it's you.
You enter now.
Yeah, you enter now, yeah.
Come on, we need to set this up.
Henry's standing there next to Claire with her gun in her hand.
Hold
He-
the gun. Piece of paper and a pencil, go. Oh, you have the gun in your hand.
In your head.
To her head.
Ah.
Yeah, to her head.
I can read. Now, I'll throw this again. Write him a note.
Why? There is no point. Your plan of capturing me to get to him will never work. He isn't coming.
Shut up. Write it. Alice, get the teleporter ready.
Alice, outside, takes her computer and starts up a teleporter. Claire starts to write as Henry reads it. And over in her shoulder, he hits her across the head.
No, you can't tell him anything more. Finish this up.
Claire, still crying, pauses for a second, then writes the goodbye of the letter.
Okay,
Henry grabs her by the neck and
God.
ties her wrists together.
Okay.
Then he throws her into Alice.
Take her. I'll finish up here.
Alice, Claire teleport at the touch of a button. Henry walks back into the house, knocking a vase over as he does.
switch those.
Yeah. He grabs the letter, erases a few things, and rewrites them. He places a sticker on the back of the letter and places it on her bed. End flashback.
She was under force.
What?
Henry and Alice were in on this too. I must not have recognized them before in the conviction room.
Well, oh God, this can't. This is more than we can handle. We can't take the three of them down.
Now we are facing John, a technological mastermind, and a super soldier.
But Alice hasn't had a successful invention in 5 years.
No, she had a teleporter. Oh, that's how. Oh,
No, this is
that's how Claire was caught by surprise.
Teleporter? No, she could barely fix the coffee maker. God, John must have been working hard at this plan.
As Chris says that, Jeff looks on the back of the note and sees the sticker. He immediately takes it off and puts it on a plate and slides it to Chris. Chris sees it and his eyes get big.
It was on the letter.
Then we have to go. With that teleporter, they could be here any second.
Chris gets up and starts putting some stuff in a backpack. Jeff just sits there looking out the window. Chris just stops realizing Jeff hasn't moved.
Jeff, we have to go. Come on.
No.
Jeff!
I want them to come here. They all won't come. Maybe we could beat them and find out where Claire is.
Jeff, I know you love this girl, but you aren't focusing on how to stop John. She is part of the plan, which is why I want to save her. But you want her for your own benefits. We need plans, strategies, not just an excuse to save the princess.
No! I want to stop them as much as you do.
Then why aren't you getting ready to go? Focus, Jeff. We need to save her and defeat John once we have the time to plan and have the upper hand.
Jeff takes a second to think and then stands up, walks next to Chris in surrender. Chris looks over at Jeff.
Ready?
Jeff nods, and they jump. Seconds later, Alice, John, Henry teleport into the house.
Find them.
They all look in the rooms for them. John walks over to the table where he sees Chris' his coffee still steaming. He picks up the plate with the sticker on it and throws it against the wall in frustration. Chapter 4. Interior, South Base. Claire, alone in her cell, sitting against the wall.
Do you want to do any prep for this or just?
Okay.
We're now on chapter 4.
We are on chapter 4 right now. I will require a pin. Yes.
Which one did we go?
The little ones
The-
on the plus.
Yeah, that one. Okay.
Are you guys liking it so far?
Dan, are you liking it so far?
Oh, I hate every moment.
Yeah, thank you to everyone for the bit donations and the follows and everything. Super supportive. That was really awesome. For those of you that tuned in a little bit late, Dan wrote a screenplay when he's 15 years old, and none of us have read it. So now we're enacting it live in front of all of you.
Yeah, real quick, thanks for the follow, Anna Beer XD, and thanks for the anonymous
Oh, yeah, it's for
cheers. You guys are great.
Oh,
It is a bit.
yes. Okay. Let me put on here.
one-shotted.
So Shane, what's
Other way around.
I know what I'm doing.
Shane, what do we need? No one getting into this section.
All right. So,
To the audience.
so you guys know this is for our villains here. You guys just walked away from a big failure.
Oh, I was angry. Yeah.
Yes. The anger really needs to boil over for you guys. You guys have been humiliated. You're supposed to be the best of the best, and you just got outsmarted by these two schmucks, like Jeff and Chris. What do they know? They're stupid. They're dum-dums. Like, Jeff is invisible, and he wrote a stupid script. So, you guys really need to go at it with, you're gonna vent your frustrations, just out on this poor woman who was just on the edge of breaking. And Claire, this is when for you, you're starting to break a little bit. Your hope's starting to fade. And you're gonna you may give in a little bit.
I'm upset.
Yes, yeah, you're gonna cave a little bit into John's demands. But yeah, so let's get ready.
Chapter 4.
Interior, south base. Claire is alone in her cell, sitting against the wall. The door opens and Alice walks in slowly. She throws Claire a blanket. Oh, sorry, a bracelet.
Put it on. We are departing.
Claire looks at the bracelet curiously. She puts it on her wrist and seals on it. She immediately gasps and tries to take it off, but it wouldn't.
Come on now. Don't want to keep John waiting.
Claire gets up with distaste, walks out of the room as Alice follows, and closes the door behind her. They walk around towards the car that is parked outside. Claire takes a deep breath, turns around, and punches Alice in the face. Alice falls down, and Claire begins to make room for freedom. Alice pulls a gun out of her belt and shoots Claire, who falls over.
Bang!
Alice walks over to Claire.
Gosh, I just put on makeup too.
Alice drags Claire's paralyzed body out of the house and throws it into the back of the car. Alice gets into the passenger seat, and Henry is sitting in the driver's seat.
Let's go.
The car drives away. Vroom. All right, next scene. Interior, house 2, night. Jeff and Chris break into the house. They just pull up to. Okay. Chris starts to pull down the blinds. Jeff walks down from his room and sits across from Chris, who is eating breakfast. They silently eat their cereal into their bowls. The only thing that broke the silence was the noise of the news shown on the TV.
Citizens, are you still heartbroken after the president's assassination last weekend? With very little time left for the vice president to do anything, the government seems to be frozen. The assassinator has now been moved to the top of the FBI's most wanted list. Police officers and FBI agents have been furiously looking for this man, Christopher Adams, nearly 96 hours now. If anyone can find this man and take him down, he will be known as an American hero. This is Chloe Stevenson signing off for your 5 o'clock news.
So it's true. He has framed you.
Yep. We knew this was his plan to demolish the world, but it still feels a little like a surprise when it actually happens.
Momentary silence.
What did John actually do to you?
See for yourself, Jeff.
Jeff nods and looks into Chris's memories. Begin flashback. Interior house day. Chris is laying on his bed sleeping when John bursts through the door, walking up to him.
It's time, Christopher!
Epic fighting! The results in Chris being knocked. Chris then wakes up from his unconsciousness, tied to the end of the tree.
There you go, Chris. Now I have a question for you. Where's Jeffrey?
I have no idea. And even if I did, I wouldn't tell you over my dead body.
Oh, I'm glad you said that, because it seems you just killed the President of the United States.
Silence.
Goodbye, Christopher.
You coward.
What was that?
I said you're a coward.
Oh, yeah? Why is that?
You won't even stay to watch them take me away. Watch me suffer. If you could kill me, you wouldn't be able to, because you can't even watch me get arrested.
I am not a coward! I am the elite of this world and need people like you out of the picture. You are just trying to get me sucked in. Well, it won't work. I am going to kill you, kill Jeff, control the president's chair, and destroy this world from the inside out. I am tired of these mortals screwing with us gods.
You shouldn't call them mortals.
They are whether or not you want to be one of them. Goodbye, Christopher. Say hi to Rachel for me.
John walk away. And flashback. Interior house 2. They both sit there being silent. Chris gets up and puts his dish in the sink. He turns to Jeff, who was looking at the note in his hands. Jeff looks up at Chris.
Are you sure Claire didn't leave you any clues in that note? Because that's the only thing we got right now. Here, let me look.
Jeff gives Chris the note. Chris sits down and starts to read it over.
Who was the first?
The first what?
The first person who you taught of happiness.
Claire always said you had to teach yourself anything before you could teach others.
She must have been really special to you.
She is. I love her.
Silence.
We will get back to her, Jeff. I won't let you be hurt like I was when...
Thanks. I wish I could go back to before we were chosen to be the rulers over everyone else. I want to just be able to be seen and not be worrying about how to improve everyone else's life.
You and me both. But we can't screw up now. John is nearly steps away from succeeding.
Cut. Undisclosed location. The car pulls up to John. Henry opens the truck where Claire was sitting.
Hello, Claire. Ready to deliver my speech?
Chapter 5.
Oh.
Interior, house 2. Jeff is lying down on a bed staring at Claire's note. He was concentrating on the note.
Chris has got to be right. She must have left something for me.
He continues to stare at the note. Then he notices the ending of the note. He gets up quickly and turns into Chris's room. Chris is sitting at the desk and the TV is behind him. Chris, I think
I found something in the note.
Chris gets up from the desk where he was working quickly.
Well, what? What did you find?
Jeff grabs a piece of paper and turns it over. He writes on the back, The second one you taught of happiness.
See, this is the last thing she wrote. And you said it looked a little weird. It is because it's code. Look, we can cross off the because it's just there to make it look believable. Then we can cross off the of because it's not capitalized. Then you change U to the letter U, and if you take the first letter of each word left...
Oh, south? What does that mean? They took her south?
No, to the south base. Remember how the 6 of us made the 4 bases?
Yeah.
The south base is close to Washington, D.C., you see? This is his plan. He's going back to the place we never would suspect him to go.
But we destroyed all of our bases during the fight. Where would they...
Alice could have made a new invention to make quick buildings. Or there could already be new houses there. After all, it was 10 years ago.
Claire stares at the south left on the paper.
This could be something, but how do we actually know that she is who they're using for?
Both of them turned to look at the TV. Now realizing what was on, Claire is standing at a podium giving her campaign speech.
I will bring to you, the people of this fine nation, the horror and the strength that must be portrayed by the President of the United States. I used to always say, a good defense is a good offense. But I think we should just start using our offense as our defense. All of America was at point of sorrow when we heard the news of President McDonald's assassination because he was our symbol of hope. But we don't realize we are the hope and that can never die with him. So until each and every one of us is murdered, the hope will survive. We are the strongest nation in the world, and I think I will make sure we remain there. We want to be happy, and I'll make us happy. We want to be good, and I'll make us great. Thank you.
A tear rolls down her cheek. The audience applauds. Jeff, who was sitting in front of the TV, puts his hands against the TV screen.
Chris, I know this is right. I know this is what she left for me. She keeps pointing down in that speech. She hoped I was watching.
Chris runs over and grabs his map. He opens it and lays it down.
Look here. Here's the base, and we're around here. If we drive there within the hour before Claire can even get out of this campaign speech.
And there won't be as many people there because Claire isn't even there. And once the teleport in, we can watch them. We can catch them by surprise.
Bang! Jeff is hit in the back of the head with a gun.
Ow.
Chris turns and is shot in the chest. He falls back and slowly stops moving. John holding the gun, and Alice holding her paralyzed gun stand over the two motionless bodies. Chapter 6.
And this is where we're taking our intermission.
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 Intermission! We left you on a cliffhanger.
Thank you everyone for tuning in for the first 5 chapters of Absent, written by 15-year-old Dan Mosley.
What am I on?
That bit about the South is just
Oh my god, it's brilliant.
I don't know.
Unreal.
I-
the word U into the letter U.
Clever. Dan, any halfway through reflections? What are you feeling?
To all women watching, I apologize.
That is about 50% of all people.
Yeah. I don't know why I was like aggressively patriotic, but also stood for nothing. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Glad I'm out of that phase.
Yep. Well, we're gonna take a brief, probably like 4 or 5 minute intermission, and then we'll be back. But yeah, don't go anywhere.
And by intermission, we mean we're gonna pan over to the couch and keep talking to you.
Is that what we're
Oh,
doing?
is that?
Yeah.
You don't have to be if you don't want to be. Now's our time to use the bathroom and like get drinks and stuff like that if you want. But some of us can sit and talk.
Let's see.
I mean,
want more
I'll sit on
FaceTime.
the couch.
Yeah, we gotta get our director in here.
Oh.
This is a good
Well,
time to
okay,
say
okay.
if
Come-
anyone
no,
in
no,
the chat
please
has
space.
any questions for our director
Have a
or
spot.
writer
Or
listener
actors.
or actors.
Yeah, Q&A. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's just all cram in the corner as much as possible.
Yeah, we
Okay,
could
fine.
do
I'll
that.
scoot
We could
all
do
the way
that.
over
Scoot
here.
down.
You could grab a couple of the chairs that we were using as prop chairs and just scoot them over here. Oh, Max, if you open up the closet, there's a stool right inside of the closet there.
There's not that bad.
Hey, everyone. So,
How is everybody enjoying it? That's
yeah, how's everyone enjoying the
like,
movie so
if you
far?
think we should stop now, please tell us.
Okay, well,
I'll get on
what
the couch.
inspired you to
Oh.
write such an Oscar-worthy
Oh,
film?
I'm mostly in it. Well, this is just an Oscar bait movie.
Yeah.
I
Like, wait till we get to the slavery portion in the Holocaust. That's when it really takes a turn.
No, Shane, you can't make jokes like that. You're the only one that read it. It's fine. Yeah, no, I just
looks like Steve's twin.
So yeah,
What?
That's you.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh.
Directed-
Apparently, we look like twins.
you
How
were
did you guys figure that out so quickly?
It's the glasses and the beards.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's also the fact that we're brothers, you know.
Yeah,
yeah.
long lost. I brought the birth certificate if you wanted to confirm that.
No. I told you to burn that.
Okay. All right.
Uh-oh says, record number of viewers, what do you think?
that's crazy.
Yeah,
Why?
we are
Why of all nights? It's tonight.
It's
Dan, it's because we
shouted
got
it
like a
out on
40-person raid in the beginning.
I know.
That's
Yeah,
I
we
know.
did.
I did give it a shout out on my Instagram.
That's also
Hi,
part
tell
of
my
it, yeah.
phone.
Yeah, we all really campaigned for this because we knew this is something that we really didn't want our fans to miss.
Does anybody want any cough drops? Anybody
Ooh.
want-
I am solid,
Thank you.
Cough drop?
I'm sure as an actor,
Do any of
I
our viewers want a cough drop?
Anybody
Call
want
in.
cough drops?
Yeah, thanks
Is
for
this-
everyone for watching. And thanks again for MAEVE, Cat, Anya, and Shane. I was gonna call you Steve. For all being here. Because that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you to all of our guest actors and director.
Yeah.
This is the most people we've ever had on Show and Tell.
Woo!
And we
Wow.
also
Part
chose
of history.
tonight to do it.
Record number of people in chat, record number of people in the room.
Record breaking
True,
show.
true, yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
Susan. I love you.
Susan.
Yeah, Susan's in the chat.
I'm very excited for my characters come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Like,
I am
can't
just
wait to
the,
see
the
that.
anticipation is building.
I kind of want to answer this one. Who would be the dream cast?
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Like if you
This is-
couldn't,
If we couldn't
if you
get you-
couldn't get us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Some
Scarlett,
backup.
Scarlett Johansson can attempt to beat my acting, but
Uh-huh.
Never.
All right.
Well, this I think this is a question for the director, so
Okay.
take it away, Shane.
I think for our lead, I think we need someone close to as handsome as Dan is. So I'm gonna go Ryan Gosling.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm gonna go same thing with our villain.
Also
Ryan
Ryan Gosling.
No, I was gonna say just as handsome, so I'm gonna go
my
Danny
God.
DeVito.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a burn.
That
But yeah, I
is
actually
one sexy man.
I would definitely say Danny DeVito would be a good villain. For the role of John, for the role of Claire, I'm gonna go. Let's go Brie Larson.
She could bring a lot to the role.
I think that she's hot right now. You coming off that Oscar win 3 years ago. She's Captain Marvel, so I'm gonna go with that. For Henry, let me think. That's a
Now Henry's supposed to be a super soldier, right?
Yeah.
That was what was mentioned.
That
in
Oh,
just
yeah.
got dropped in.
Well, no, because it's John, a super soldier and
And a mad
inventor
scientist.
and
Yeah.
that's supposed to be Henry and Alex.
I'm the super soldier?
No, you're just in that sentence. You're just John.
I'm just John. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
it's like we can't be John, a super soldier, and an inventor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Henry is a super soldier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. So then I'm gonna go with Jason Momoa then.
Yeah.
We really
Yeah.
need the beefcake here.
Yeah.
And we got the beef.
Oh, we do have yes. Again, we're going as handsome. And then for Chris, we need someone with a really good comedic background and I think just a really good sidekick role. So,
Again, someone that you don't have.
Is he the comedic relief? Of
I don't know, but I feel like most
There
sidekicks
is no
are.
comedic relief.
You said
I'm gonna
Chris
go
was
with
lighthearted, and he hasn't said anything lighthearted.
Chris
That's
is
how I
very
read it.
serious.
Yeah. I'm going Matthew Lilliard for Chris.
Solo down.
Oh.
Once Steve summarized the first half of the movie in a solo down.
I wasn't watching the movie. I was watching chat. Oh Christ! All right,
you gotta summarize
I
it.
gotta do it. I gotta do it.
Steve, you're the only one that ever gets picked.
Hold on, real quick. Carbonated Milk says, about off topic, but are you okay with fan art? I may have drawn one of your bits. Hell to the yeah! Hell to the yeah!
We
Absolutely.
are wanting fan art for.
That's why we started this channel.
We just want.
We just want fan art.
I have been drawing fan art of you guys, but it's not exactly
We legitimately put
safe
it
for
on.
work. If you guys still want to show it,
Maybe in our other live
We
stream.
will put most fan art up on the wall. So please.
If it's stream appropriate. Okay, Steve.
I got a solo down to go do.
Steve got a solo down for
We'll jump back in.
summarizing the movie. Yeah.
All right, to Steve. Musical
Can you
break.
please eat that in front of the camera?
Because every good movie needs a musical recap moment. All right, everybody on the side, let's start. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Jeff is out here trying to stop John. He is trying, but Chris is just a pawn. He's trying to save the United States, but it turns out it's John that he hates. Woo!
That's it. That's the summary.
There was other stuff too, I think. I don't know. And now we resume the world premiere live staged cold reading of the movie Absent.
All right.
Chapter 6.
Chapter 6. So I'm gonna need my hero and I'm going to need my villain.
Oh yeah. This is
I'm gonna need some rope.
I wonder
Rope.
I love this.
I like it too. I don't like the hair.
What if I?
I think it's Max's, but I don't care.
All right, guys. So
I'll eat
this is a
anyone's
very
hair here.
dramatic moment. This is the meeting of the two legends. Really.
Gods.
Yes, gods. Gods.
Apparently, I just recently learned we're gods.
Yes. So you guys here. This is the first time you really interacted in the film. So this is a dramatic moment.
Sure.
Hero versus the villain. Oh my god.
I need my hat.
Continuity.
So yeah, you've been waiting for this moment.
Oh yeah.
For a while now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is like the end of No Nut November for you. Going into facing off against Jeff here. Jeff.
Yeah.
This man, he's taken so much from you.
Oh, I know what he's done.
You know what he's done.
I know what he's done.
No, to be clear, we do not know what I've done.
I don't.
Whatsoever.
I sort of know what he did.
Vaguely. So you just really need to take your anger out on. Even though I know that you are currently not in a predicament to really do anything against him, but you're not gonna take any of his bullshit. All right, you fucking this guy hatred. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I need you to be like 70s Paul McCartney, and this is John Lennon. All right.
All right.
Why is he bringing Yoko into the studio? All right. So you need to
Okay.
really get into that. All right.
I'm ready.
Let's go. All right. Interior south base. Jeff slowly regains consciousness. He is tied to a chair.
John emerges from the shadows.
You almost had us, Jeffrey. I'll give you that. But almost isn't enough.
Why are you doing this, John?
Because I am sick of watching over these scum. When was this a job needed to be done? That's when I realized we were made to kill them. Not to guide them to their utopia, like stupid Gaspar wanted.
Gaspar made us so that there could be balance. How could you turn your back on someone who cared about you so much?
Gaspar never cared about me, or you, or the rest of us. He just wanted to be another name in the history book.
I don't believe you.
You never saw in his prime. You were the last one he recruited, that's why. Being his first, I think I would know him best.
You were just being stubborn. You always had to have it your way.
Stubborn? I am the stubborn one? Did you ever see the time he recruited me?
Gaspar told me to never look into memories of him so that I wouldn't miss him when he died.
You truly are under his spell after all. No, he never wanted you to so that you didn't see his true colors. I want you to see it.
I can't.
See it! Or else you will never see Claire again.
You wouldn't.
Wouldn't I?
Silence.
Fine, John.
All right, begin flashback. Are we a bit of a scene transition right now?
Do we need the Mountain Dew as well?
Not yet. Okay, begin flashback. Oh, never mind.
Flashback is not started yet.
Okay.
All right, begin flashback. X here, Stephanie's past house. John was sitting down on a bench with a girl. They were holding hands.
John,
Yeah, Stephanie?
I can't wait for summer. Then we can just be together every day. No high school left and no college until the fall. Just peace.
I know what you mean. I can't wait either.
John and Stephanie walk up to her house. They are whispering to each other. They kiss and Stephanie goes inside. John walks back to his car when he notices a man on the sidewalk staring at him.
Can I help you, sir?
Hello, John. My name is Gaspar, and I'm here to recruit you.
Oh, like for football? I already got into another college. I'm sorry.
No, nothing like that. I'm here to create a breed of superhumans.
Okay, well, good luck with that.
I could give you incredible powers and immortality. You could guard the world from impending doom.
Yeah, okay, let me see a power.
You could be able to see the past, or create technological inventions, or levitate objects.
Right. Okay, Gaspar. I don't know what is it that you want. You want money? Here's a 10. I don't carry cash. You want money? Here's a 10.
Oh. Please.
Sorry, my band's just...
John throws
You
the
can
bill
take
at
it
him
together.
and gets in his car.
Please. I've been watching over you for years. I chose you. You could achieve greatness.
Tell me one reason why I should listen to the crap that's coming out of your mouth.
Because I can do this.
Grasper teleports from the other side of the car to John's window.
Whoa, dude! I don't know what you are, but...
Calm.
John immediately calms down. He looks around and realizes this guy wasn't joking.
So are you in?
What powers do I get to choose from?
Choose? You don't get to choose them. You are given a power. So I need to go now, but just think about what I told you. If you decide with me, meet me at your high school soccer field tomorrow morning. Think about it, John.
Gasper walks away down the street, and John watches him in the rear view mirror. Exterior, soccer field, the next morning. John walks to the center of the soccer field. He stands there for a little while until Jasper teleports right in front of him.
Ah!
John falls backwards.
Haha, don't worry, you'll get used to that.
So, I just want to know, what's the catch to all this?
Ah, I figured you would ask this. Well, there are only a few rules. 1, you can't tell anyone you are immortal or have powers.
Okay.
2, you will use your abilities to benefit mankind.
John nods.
3, you cannot kill another immortal, and I mean you literally can't. 2 immortals could stab each other repeatedly, and they would only go into comas.
But are there any other immortals besides you?
Not yet. 4, your immortality only means old age can't kill you. You jump off a bridge and you will die. If a mortal cop shoots you, you still die. Immortality and invincibility are 2 different things, okay?
Oh, okay.
And 5.
Gasper sighs.
You cannot remain in the same public status for more than 10 years.
What does that mean?
It means every 10 years you must relocate and abandon your relationships, occupations, families, and friends so that you aren't discovered.
What? What kind of rule is that?
John, you won't age. You will look 18 for the rest of your life. If you stay for too long, the lack of change will give you away.
So, I could just tell my family about this, and that way they will know.
You don't want to do that. They will claim you insane. Or if they do believe you, they will end up killing you. I have seen it happen to others.
No, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I don't care.
There aren't really rules. These aren't really rules. More like guidelines anyways. If you want to screw yourself up, be my guest. 6. There is a sacred book passed down from generation to generation. No one but the leader is allowed to read it, but only in times of emergency.
Okay, but who is the leader?
One of my later prodigies. The last rule is that when the time is right, you can pass on your powers and immortality to your prodigy.
How do you know when the time is right?
You will know when. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Grabs.
Yeah.
Yep. Grabs my wrist and brace yourself. This might sting a little.
Gasper and John grab wrists. Gasper transfers his power to John. Gasper releases, and so does John.
Is that it?
That's it. I need to sit down. Oh.
Here, let me pull up some bleachers for you.
Thank you. Oh.
Gasper sits down on the bleachers, and John stands there looking at his hands.
Oh. So, Gasper, do I have my power now?
Yes, you do.
Well, what is it?
You can touch someone and say any sensation or feeling like happiness, tired, pain, and that person will feel it. Oh God, that's what it feels like to give away your powers.
John walks over to Gasper and grabs his hand.
Comfort.
Gasper's episode of pain suddenly ends. He stood up and patted John on the back.
Thank you. I was never able to do it to myself.
So why do we have these powers?
We are descendants of gods, not by blood, but by destiny. These powers were put on Earth to see if we could rule ourselves, and so that they could go and make more worlds. I have to go now, John.
Why?
Because I have to find the others who must receive my powers.
Others?
Yes, I have 7 powers, now 6, that I need to pass on.
But why? Why can't you just do it?
All powers under one soul is a lot of pressure. Plus, I've always dreamt of what it's like to die. Ha!
Will I see you again?
Of course. Goodbye, John.
Gasper vanishes. End flashback.
You see now, don't you, Jeffrey?
No, I don't. He did everything right.
No, he didn't! He gave me the wrong power!
What?
He gave me the power that would leave me at a disadvantage to the rest of you. He wanted me weak.
You don't know that.
I do. He told me himself. John, you cannot be the leader because it's not your destiny. I told him to screw destiny and I could handle it, but he refused. So I saw only one by one him giving away his powers. Each time he came to me for comfort, and I was sick of it. So once Christopher, Alice, Henry, and Rachel were given their powers, I devised a plan. Once he had given away his sixth power and come to me, I would torture him until he gave it to me. But when he came to me, he had already given away everything to you. That extra power was what I needed to be on top. So I disposed of him.
You killed him?
Of course I did.
The man that gave you your powers and a home to live in, and you just...
I had a home, but it would refuse to keep me there because they called me insane.
He told you it would happen. Why did you do it then?
The temptation was too big to ignore. That's why we all did it.
Silence.
You are a spoiled brat, John.
John looks up at him in anger.
It's never enough. Sacrifices can't exist for you. You want a family, and you want immortality, but they cannot exist together. You have to be the top of the clan, or there's no point of being in one. You have to be loved more than everyone else, when he loved you anyway.
He didn't love us, you dimwit! He just wanted to die. He was sick of being important and handed his burden down to us.
You are wrong, John. About Casper, about everything.
Okay, how about this? I checked the book, and I have proof.
You what? That book is a guide only to be used in emergencies. You aren't authorized to look at such a sacred text. Only the leader can.
Well, I felt like it, so I did. And you know what I found at our generation? I was supposed to be the leader. I was supposed to have all 7 powers. The rest of you were just add-ons because he didn't trust me.
I don't believe you.
Then read the bloody book yourself.
John throws the book down in front of him and opens to the page.
Sorry, I should have thrown it so hastily. Yeah, that one. Mm-hmm.
John, yes, it opens the page.
Oh, no, John.
Read it.
No!
Pain!
John screams in agony.
Read it!
John smashes his head into the book. Jeff reads it as quickly as he can. He fails with disbelief.
Shocking, isn't it? How the man you trusted the most kept so much of the truth from you.
Jeff silent.
Oh well then. I would love to stay and chat, but unfortunately I have a campaign to run. Ha! Goodbye, Jeffrey.
That wasn't in the script. John leaves the room. Chapter 7. Interior, South Base. Alright. Claire wakes up in her cell and sees Chris's body on the floor.
Chris!
She goes over to him and shakes his shoulders.
Chris!
Chris slowly wakes up.
Hey, where am I? Are you Claire?
Yes, I am. You're in John's prison cell.
Oh, thank God you're okay. Jeff would have flipped if you weren't.
Jeff's here? Did he get captured with you?
Unfortunately, yes.
Claire sits up and looks at his bullet mark and stain.
Oh, that looks great.
Did you get shot? How are you alive?
John shot it.
Oh, I see. Jeff already told me about everything.
Chris stands up and goes to the door and bangs on it a few times.
Okay, I'm getting you out of here. I can jump us out of here.
I don't get it. Sorry. Chris grabs her hand and tries to jump, but they end up hitting the wall and fall.
I don't get it. I thought you could go through matter.
I can.
Chris feels the wall.
Alice must have made walls that prevent teleportation. Dang it!
Chris punches the wall.
You kind of should have expected it. John never leaves things to chance.
So, are you okay? Have they done anything to you? Because if they have...
No, I'm fine. I just want to know Jeff is okay.
It doesn't look too good. Hope he is okay.
Exterior. Stephanie's house. Day.
Henry and
Henry and Alice. And then Stephanie at some point. Alright. Henry and Alice pull up to a house. Henry turns the key and grabs his gun.
Before we do this, do you know what John's full plan is?
Take over the presidency and start World War III. What don't you get?
It seems a little vague. Where are we in that equation?
By his side. Now come on.
Henry reaches for the door handle.
Henry, please! I don't know if we should trust John. He seems to be enjoying the one-man show act.
Can we talk about this later? We got to go.
Alice grabs her gun and reaches for the door handle.
Actually, one thing. Why couldn't you make these guns look a little cooler? If you're going to make a super gun, why not give it some pizzazz?
Oh, shut up, Henry. Let's go.
They exit the car and break into the house. They kill everyone.
Hello.
They approach the last person in the room.
Hello, Stephanie.
What do you want?
We need you to be the vice president of the United States.
What?
You talk too much. Ugh.
Alice
We need another
pulls
gun.
out a different gun and shoots Stephanie. She remains paralyzed. Henry puts a bag over her head and picks up her body.
You go on, Henry. I have to do something.
Okay, can you just teleport me back to headquarters to save time?
No, she is going to throw up if we teleport. Just take the car.
Fine.
Alice pulls out her teleporter and teleports. Interior, south base. Jeff was lying on the floor in his cell thinking. Begin flashback. Gasper was standing next to Jeff.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Yes, I am sure.
Okay, but there is something I need to tell you before you got your powers. John is destined to destroy the world.
What?
I read it in the book. I had to check. That's why I had to separate the powers among the rest of you.
So he was supposed to have all the powers?
This is why I will give you the weapon to stop him. You'll be able to be seen to anything in the past.
Jeff was about to speak.
And
what?
And I'm also giving you a hidden power that I myself have not been using. It is the power to be invisible. But unfortunately, John, and the others will still see you.
He pulls out a bottle filled with liquid.
It was my old master's. He said it would be I who passed it directly to you.
Jeff, taking the bottle.
Me?
Jeff, you might not be in the book, but this is your destiny. You must create alliances with others before John does. Do anything you can to stop him. Once many generations ago, when the powers were also separated, one of them was shot and won the verge of dying and was able to kill the others.
But I thought...
Once you're dying, you lose your immortality, so be prepared to defeat him, no matter the cost.
Jeff nods. Casper grabs Jeff's wrist.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Casper transfers the powers to Jeff. End flashback. Interior, South Base. The door opens and Alice walks in.
Jeff, it's nice to see you again.
Hey, Alice. So what does John want now?
Oh, I am not here on John's request. I just want to ask you something.
Answer my question first. Is Claire okay?
Yes, she is fine.
Jeff sighs with relief. Jeff nods.
Yes.
Alice looks disappointed.
But Gasper told me himself that we are part of the plan. He told his master told him that he must not follow the book or John would destroy the world.
It doesn't matter. I just know what John has in store for us now.
What does he have? What does he plan to do exactly?
He's going to torture you until you give him your powers. He wants yours the most. That's why he left Chris to die, because he didn't care about his powers. But yours are the most important, because you're a history book, and he wants to make history.
Jeff sits up and stares at the floor, taking his in.
Henry and I probably have the same fate. He will just throw us away like he did with Rachel.
Why are you on his side?
Because...
Alice tries to come up with a good reason, but fails to. John walks in, and Alice immediately hits Jeff in the face.
Sorry, John. I was just making sure he didn't die of starvation.
Jeff lies on the bed in pain.
Good work. I need you to come with me.
Alice nods and leaves the room with John. All right. Oh, no, go back. Claire and Chris are sitting in separate corners of the room.
Claire and Chris.
They get chairs.
Yay.
John enters the room, and they both don't say a word. Claire and Chris are sitting in the separate corners of the room, eating some bread. Claire throws her a tray.
Chris, what are we going to do?
We are going to do something.
Claire, I have someone I want you to meet.
Claire doesn't move.
That means now. And try not to break anything, Christopher.
Claire gets up and leaves with John. As the door was closing, Chris slides his spoon across the floor, stopping the door from closing. He waits about 20 seconds for John to be far enough away. John walks Claire down the interrogation room with the gun in her back. Chris slowly opens the door and walks out. He walks slowly through the halls. Claire sits down next to Stephanie, who still has a bag over her face.
Hello, Stephanie. It's good to see you. Oh, I am supposed to take this off. Hello, Stephanie. It's good to see you.
John, is that you?
Yes, it is me.
Cut to Chris grabs a gun off the gun rack. He turns the corner and sees Alice, who sees him. Freeze! Alice throws her hands in the air. Chris slowly approaches her.
Chris, I was just going to.
I bet you were. Now, where's Jeff?
Chris takes the gun out of her pocket.
I was heading towards his cell right now.
Okay, take me there. And you say one thing from this point on, this bullet is going through your head.
Alice nods and continues to walk. Cut 2! Stephanie, go.
But how are you still alive and looking so young?
I told you, my immortality. Oh, that's right. You claimed be crazy and broke my heart.
Look, I'm sorry.
Oh, I know you are. And I forgive you.
Stephanie sighs in relief.
That is, if you take me back now.
What?
Alice scans the key to unlock the door and enters with Chris on her back still. Jeff looks up in relief and Chris isn't dead.
Jeff, thank God you're all right.
Is Claire all right?
Yeah, she is fine. John just took her out of our room, though, so I don't know where she is now. Give us the key, Alice.
Chris, I was just about to let you guys go. I am sick of working with John. It was a mistake of me to pick his side over yours.
Cut to!
That's right. You still love me after 10 years. We can rule the world together. Be happy for the rest of our lives.
John, I am married. I have a job. I moved on.
No, you're just telling yourself that.
John laughs again.
I'm sorry, John. I really...
John grabs her shoulder.
Love.
Stephanie immediately stands up and kisses John. Cut to!
What does he have in store for us?
He wants to take all our powers or kill us before we can pass them on.
You knew?
No, Alice told me before when she came in to talk to me. Believe her, Chris.
Chris contemplates the thought, still pointing the gun at Alice. He slowly moves it down.
Okay, fine. Will you help us defeat John?
Of course.
Cut to!
That's just sick, John.
John, still having Stephanie wrapped around him, looks down at her.
I am just clearing her mind of what she feels. Anyway, Claire, no, it's your turn. I have something I need you to do.
John pulls out 2 guns, points one at her temple, and puts the other one on the table. Cut to! Alice, Chris, and Jeff slowly emerge from the room, each holding a gun. They turn the corner and see John, Claire, Stephanie in the interrogation room.
Dan.
Claire! Chris covers Jeff's mouth.
Hold on, man. Wait a second.
Stephanie, baby, would you turn the lights on?
Sure, sweetie.
She kisses him again.
Mwah!
And turns the lights on. Henry is shown tied up in a Henry is shown tied up in a corner, shaking in a panicky motion.
I bet Jeffrey told you that we cannot kill each other, but you can. So it's either waste Henry or this bullet goes through your head.
Claire stares at the gun on the table and Henry in the corner, staring at her in desperation.
Come on. Do it.
Claire slowly reaches for the gun. She touches it with her hand.
That's it.
Claire pulls the gun shakingly and points it at Henry as a tear rolls down her face.
John!
John looks over to see Jeff standing around the corner where Alice and Chris are.
Why, hello, Jeffrey. Sleepwalking again, I see. Take one more step and your girlfriend loses her brains.
Claire looks in the direction that John is looking in happiness, but still pleading for him to help.
John!
Chris was standing behind John, hit him across the head with his gun. He falls to the ground, dropping his gun. Alice emerges and starts to untie Henry. She rips off the tape on his mouth and kisses him on the cheek.
Do you believe me now?
Henry nods. Jeff runs over and picks up John's gun as Claire and Chris point their guns at John on the floor.
I'm here, Claire. I'm here.
He kisses her.
You think I'm scared? Ha ha! No, because I know the only people here that have the guts to do it are you and Chris. Ha ha!
Okay.
Chris points the gun at Stephanie, who screams again. John's face turns scared.
No, please, not her.
There is
no point, John. Just face it that your plans are soiled, and this is the end of the line.
You're right. I have been evil, haven't I? But thing about evil is that you always have the element of surprise!
John activates the teleporter behind his back and vanishes! They all look shocked. Alice and Henry come over.
What happened?
He used the teleporter. He's gone.
Everyone except for Stephanie looks sad.
We had him right in front of us, and now we blew it. Who knows where he is now?
I do. I know where because I have my computer that connects the teleporters.
Right. We can still get him. Is the computer here? It's still in the car. Let's go.
Chris.
Oh, wait, Alice, do you still have your paralyzer gun?
Oh, right.
Alice takes the gun and points it at Stephanie.
Wait, no, please.
Alice shoots her and she falls to the ground paralyzed.
Come on, we don't have much time to waste.
They all head for the front door where they hear police sirens outside.
How did they get here already?
They must have traced you when you jumped.
Dang it!
Can't we teleport there really fast and get it?
John took my teleporter. There is a bunch in the car.
And my jump is still recharging.
They all stand there thinking of what to do.
I'll hold them off. You guys get to the car.
Henry?
No, Alice. This is how I am repaying you, all for saving me. Now go.
Henry runs out of the door, firing at the police officers. As the others sneak the other way around towards the car, also shooting. Henry falls backwards as he got shot. Looks. They continue to fire until they get to the car when Alice grabs the teleporters, drops one in the computer, and they all disappear. Exterior woods. Alice, Jeff, Chris, Claire teleport into the woods.
Is this where he went?
Yes, this is it.
We have no idea where he went now.
We are going to have to split up.
Alice tosses Jeff and Chris a teleporter.
I'll head this way. Chris, you go that way. Jeff and Claire, you go that way.
Okay.
They all leave quickly. Exterior woods. Later. Alice is running through the woods looking for John. She stops to catch her breath. John comes up from behind her and grabs her mouth.
Now there is no reason to yell, Alice. I have something for you to do.
Exterior woods, same. Claire and Jeff are walking with the gun in hand. They hear a scream, look at each other, and run towards it. Once they get there, they see Alice lying on the ground with a bullet wound in her chest.
Was it John?
Yeah, it was him.
A gunshot goes off. Bang! And Chris falls to the ground. Chris slowly fades into a coma.
Come on, John! Show yourself!
John jumps out and grabs Claire from behind, holding the gun to her head. Jeff turns around in shock.
Don't make one move, Jeffrey, or her head goes to pieces.
Don't give me that. No, John, there's something I have to tell you. Gasper didn't follow the book because he was told not to.
Don't give me that crap, Jeffrey. Gasper didn't want destiny to happen. He cheated me out of what I was meant to do.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Do you know what it's like to have everything taken from you?
Yes, John, I do. I am absent to the world. That is everything, John.
It doesn't matter because she is toast. Once she is out of the picture, you will be begging me to give me to kill you.
John, no!
Claire closes her eyes and the gunshot goes off. Bang! John falls to the ground. And Claire opens her eyes in surprise. Henry, behind them, was holding the gun on his knees and then falls over. Jeff runs over to Henry.
Thank you, Henry.
No problem, bro. I should have been on your side the whole time. I just didn't want you to go through what Chris did. Protect Alice for me.
I will, with my life.
Henry smiles and dies. Jeff gets up and walks over to John on the ground, dying. John reaches for his gun, but Jeff kicks it away.
How am I dying?
Henry lost his powers of immortality when he was shot, so his last moments of mortality were used to kill you.
This wasn't my destiny. This wasn't my destiny.
No, but it was mine.
Ha! Two destinies cannot be polar opposites, Jeffrey.
It's what Gasper told me. Maybe if you actually listened to him, it might not have ended like this.
Jeff gets up and walks towards Claire. John slowly turns and sees Henry lying there dead, laughs a few times, and then dies.
So, is it over?
Not quite. There's one more thing I have to do. Give me your wrist.
Claire gives him her wrists, and he grabs hers. He transfers his powers to her. She stands there, astonished with the new clutter of information in her head. She looks down and sees Jeff for the first time.
Man, so that's what it feels like.
Jeff looks up at Claire, who grabs his face and kisses him. Chapter 10, Claire's house.
Oh, no. Oh, wait, oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay. Alice slowly wakes up. She's lying on a couch in a new room. She looks and sees Chris lying unconscious on the other couch.
Well, you finally decided to wake up.
Where are we?
This old place, this is Claire's house.
What happened?
John was shot by Henry, who was dying, so John is out of our hair.
Alice smiles in happiness.
Then I brought you all here.
Thanks.
No problem. I'm sorry about Henry.
I'm just glad we are all alive.
Alice looks around for Claire.
Claire's in the other room sleeping, but before you ask.
Alice lies back down and sighs, followed by a smile.
So now the three of us have to watch over the world.
Actually,
Claire entering.
It's the four of us.
You gave her your memory power, didn't you?
Jeff smiles and puts his arm around Jeff. Chris slowly wakes up. He looks around and sees the others and smiles.
So, what did I miss?
They look at the TV, which is showing the news.
Police have found 2 bodies in the woods outside of the city, each with a bullet wound. Some people say that both shot each other at the same time, but others think there is an outside man, or men, that pulled off this crime. The police think it might be linked with a previous shooting only minutes before from these characters, but that was nearly 100 miles away. The most shocking thing is how one of the victims is exactly identical to this man in the picture. One of the men had an extremely advanced gun never seen before by local policemen or the FBI. The other bizarre thing is that neither of them have been able to be identified, and their bodies are over 200,000 years old. Some people claim these humans to be aliens, others gods. But whatever they are, this marks a mysterious day in history. I'm Chloe Stevenson, signing off for the 5 o'clock news.
The end! Wait, Dan, say my name, Jeff.
My name's Jeff!
Alright, we didn't use this up.
Wow. We made a movie.
We made a movie. They said it could
Big round of applause for Shane, our wonderful director. A round of applause for all of our actors. A round of applause for 15-year-old Dan.
Yeah!
A round of applause for our fearless camera person. And then finally, a round of applause for everyone who watched that masterpiece.
For all of you.
Well, we did it. We did it in 2 hours. Very proud of it. It's 9 o'clock.
It's just 9 o'clock.
go.
We could do like a Q&A.
We'll hang out for a little
Yeah.
while.
We're gonna take another like intermission style break, and then we'll maybe do like a talk back with the audience or something.
Yeah, if you have any questions for anyone.
Also, I just want to give a shout out to the person in the chat who realized this was Monopoly. Like, sorry,
That was me.
Life. Oh, that was you?
Yeah, I was in chat the whole time.
Oh, okay. I was like, did someone realize it was Monster Inc. Life?
No,
I was
was
really
me.
impressed. Sorry.
Well, thank you, everyone. That was the world premiere reading of the cold
Absinthe.
reading of Absinthe.
It was cold reading, but it was very hot.
Very hot.
Oh,
Hot
yeah.
takes all around.
Instant cult classic.
People were really getting involved. When Chris died the second
Oh,
time, people were
yeah.
People were losing it.
The plot hole is explained. It's not a plot hole. It is explained in
No,
the story.
they were actually saying there are no plot holes in this movie.
Yeah, they were like
Wow.
airtight.
Yes.
You know why? It's because every character has a monologue explaining what just happened.
It's like an anime, you know? Like,
I'm gonna kill you and then find John.
Do we want to break it though?
Break, yeah,
we'll break.
yeah.
Shut the
Alright.
camera.
Well, yeah, we'll be back in like 10-15 minutes.
Maybe less than that.
Maybe 5-10 minutes.
What if we put the couch?
Yeah, we'll just move the couch. Yeah, we stay live.
Oh. Hi, chat.
Our intermission sign.
No, we don't want them to leave.
No!
Right.
Steve.
Don't keep making me do solo downs!
Oh
God.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it for the
I have to do the second half now.
Yes.
Hold on.
All
We
right,
need to
folks.
move this couch.
There we go.
What? No, just do it over there where you did
Well,
before.
I'm helping move the
We're
couch.
gonna- Oh, we can do that. You go do your solo down.
Okay. Alright.
There we go, lads.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. John really wanted to take over the world, but turns out Jeff was over in the hurl.
Hey.
He came and shot him, and everybody died, except they didn't. They're all still alive.
Hey.
Yeah, there you go.
Still alive.
Ah.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Dan, you need to do a rewatch with your commentary.
Oh, yes, writer's
Dan, you want to do a
commentary.
director/writer commentary or something?
Nightbot says clip your favorite bits. Thank you, Nightbot.
So just so everyone knows, we are going to go and edit it together a little bit, make it a cohesive package.
Yes.
But I think maybe next Tuesday we could do a rewatch of it. That'd be a fun thing to do.
I'm gonna claim a couch seat.
Oh, actually, I want to couch this.
I'll sit.
No.
It's metals. I'm fine.
You called it though.
I'll take
That's
a
fine.
cold, heartless chair.
The couch isn't that comfortable.
Okay.
Come take a seat.
It's
Man, imagine
pretty
if our monitor
comfy,
was
but
this big every week. That'd be
I
fun.
know.
You know, Dan, whenever I kept pitching this to people, they kept overwhelmingly people are like, wow, this really sounds like that My Dad Wrote a Porno. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of the same idea.
Oh, wow.
People really want a Return of Gasper, Revenge of John,
Right.
Rise of Jack.
Revenge of John?
My favorite part of the chat was that there was kind of a John did nothing wrong. People love John.
John just wanted to stay with Stephanie.
Honestly.
But he was 18 forever.
Yeah, John
She is married.
more. Okay,
No,
more
she doesn't
than.
take it. She is a job.
You wanna know my
Oh, I thought-
inspiration? More than any other character, John was a man with a plan. You can't
True.
deny that. No one else had a more cohesive plan than John.
Well, yeah.
he was ambitious, and people can relate to that.
Yeah.
John is misunderstood, John was innocent.
Yeah.
That was really on board with John's character.
I was low-key
Alice-
cheering for John.
To quote Alice, it seemed vague.
That was my favorite line. Is it came like kind of a meta joke.
To quote Chris, okay.
To quote
Free
almost
John.
every character at some point.
Okay.
Thanks.
The
Also-
movie name drop, though. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, the name of the movie is Absent.
Yeah.
That is the name of the movie. I think we have that in the title of our stream tonight, don't we?
Oh, we got another follow.
Hey, thanks for the follow.
Jay, I missed the
We just saw
follow
the GIF.
notification. I saw the name earlier
So
in
much
chat.
screen space.
If you just followed, like, say hi so we can thank you for real.
Hello.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if anyone is still around from when we got rated by Mikey, but thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Friend of the stream.
So glad that happened early, so you maybe somewhat had an idea of what was happening.
Exactly. Yeah, Dan, what was it like acting in your own movie?
Terrible. Oh my god. I also had the character with like with the least amount of flavor, if that makes any sense. But just,
Cherries,
like, I was no one and myself at the same time, and I hated it.
Dan, who had the most amount of flavor?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't understand where Henry's comedic relief element at the end there. You know, like, can't you just teleport us back? It'd be easier.
My favorite
I
line.
made me laugh so much.
My favorite line is my favorite line is no problem, bro.
Should we do
Henry's
favorite
dying
lines?
line.
Thank you,
lines?
Mikey, for staying on this whole time.
Mikey, you're honestly such a stud. Thank you so much.
What
Thank you
a
so much.
champion.
My favorite line has got to be my scene with Steve, my brief shining moment when Steve said, I'm gonna need you to be the vice president.
Yes, that was so
That
good.
was so
That
good.
was so good.
Oh my god. That whole scene was probably my favorite in the whole movie.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Alice and
God.
Henry walk in and kill everyone in the room.
They murder everyone.
Yeah.
We didn't have any extras, unfortunately, but they murdered everyone in the
Yep,
house.
Well, you
all
guys
my
could,
kids, all my jobs.
Yeah, your kid, your husband. I mean, one would assume. Who else is in your house?
you guys couldn't see the green screen that I had for that one, but it was the no Russian level for Modern Warfare 2.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I really wanted to commend you on the wide range of
Oh,
backgrounds.
that's so
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah, we
Those
couldn't
green
see
screen.
the background because it's all green screen, but when we're editing this, I cannot wait to see what you
Oh,
there are
For
some
those
good
of
ones.
you, some of us in the
It's
like when
so
we
good.
weren't in the shot, were able to see some of the backgrounds. But
Yeah.
just so you know, Shane chose all of those backgrounds and like
Meticulous.
scripted out when to put each of those onto the green
Yeah.
screen.
I just want to say, in the beginning, like, all of the tree scenes, there were like 8 different trees.
That was like the highlight.
Yeah,
He was going
yeah.
through all the trees.
Every time you went back and forth, there was a different tree. There was Pseudo Wudo. There was the Deku
The
tree.
Deku tree, yeah, that's my favorite one. There's Treebeard.
I didn't realize how many, that was a flashback that had 5 scenes
Yeah.
in the flashback
Yeah.
at the
Many
same
time,
tree.
Yeah.
No, like going this.
Amazing.
The scene description is just tree spot.
Yeah.
It just
yeah.
says tree spot, and for like
6 scenes in a row. Cut to tree spot. Cut to tree spot. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna milk
I
this.
think a lot of us agree the secret message writing of South.
Oh, South.
Yes,
That was amazing.
So for those of you that may have missed it because you didn't have the script in front of you, that was what was the line?
Real
The
quick,
second person?
shout out to my sister and her fiance that are watching right now.
Hello.
It was,
I think this is the first time they watched our stream also.
Oh, nice.
It's a good time.
But yeah, so the line, it's I'm trying to figure out the note that's in it, and the note says the second person.
It was the
that
second
taught.
You
The
taught
second one you taught
Happiness.
of happiness.
Yeah,
You cross out the and the of, and you change the U to a U, and then you take second one you taught happiness, and you take the first letter.
S-O-U-T-H.
That spells out South, baby.
And then it's in it, and then you take out of because it's not capitalized.
The weird thing is that you could say the phrase, the second one you taught happiness, and it would have worked. And you need to put the of in there anyway.
What I like the most is you started by saying, well, you take out the you put in the just so it's believable.
Yeah. That was the reason for
That's
taking
a
out
given.
the.
But what's also weird is that Henry edits the note. Like, but you don't explain what Henry edits. But
Well,
that part got left in there.
I think the thing is like that Claire wrote something like not clever in it, like they're taking me to the south, whatever, and then he crosses it out. But she was also smart enough to be like, oh, he's gonna cross this out, so I'm gonna write a real thing that he will figure out that he won't, that Henry won't detect. So that way when he's like, wow, I got rid of it, but like that's just how smart Claire is.
Claire was
She put
playing
in the
some
red
4D
herring
chess.
for him to edit.
I have some actual world building questions.
Yeah.
So Alice and Henry are also immortals, correct?
Yeah, because
what are their powers?
Alice's was technology. She's a technology.
She's just smart,
but she couldn't fix the
smart
coffee
enough.
maker.
But she's smart enough to just invent his power in the real world.
Yeah.
I think your power guy.
Alice was smart enough to invent the other powers.
Yeah, Henry is a super soldier, I believe. But I think the line where it's John, super soldier, and inventor or whatever.
That's a never explained. Like Henry never does anything.
No plot holes.
And what was Rachel's power then?
Oh yeah, no. So
Rachel's power was plot.
guys, that's the pre-sequel.
Oh,
that's what.
We can expand.
We showed them all in high school.
Hashtag no plot holes.
Also,
trend, baby.
one thing that I thought about when rereading this was so if there's an implication that John is in high school, right, when he gets the powers.
Yeah.
But then his body is 200,000 years old.
That's what I'm thinking is high school wasn't invented 200,000 years ago.
When you get the powers, it ages your bones. Everybody knows that.
Oh, okay. It ages you on the inside, but not the outside.
Yeah, for those of you talking, yes, bold choice to write a character that's invisible the entire movie.
But he was not invisible to anyone who had powers.
Correct.
So he wasn't invisible to any of us main characters, but he was invisible to Claire the entire time.
Oh, I love how Gaspar.
I had no idea in the beginning, and then I read it and
Yeah.
blinks and I don't see him.
Yeah.
I'm oh, never
Yeah, he's invisible to Claire and I guess also Stephanie.
I was proud of the football team shirt.
I loved how Gaspar was just trying to get away from John the entire time. 4 times in that scene, he was like, "John, I have to go."
Yeah. John, I'm very busy today.
I like that Gaspar gave John the powers. No, Gaspar was this maniacal genius. He gave John the powers just so that John would be this healing cow that he could go back to anytime he needed.
It's like Odin in the MCU where he just fucks over Loki.
Yeah.
Or even who's the Harry Potter?
Oh, Dumbledore.
Yeah, Dumbledore.
Why does he bring Voldemort if he knows that Voldemort's gonna become evil?
It's destiny.
It's destiny.
Destiny, but
And
not
two
my
destinies
destiny.
you can't have two polar opposites of destiny.
I don't think polar opposites was the right word.
But it was the words that were used.
That's in cinematic universe.
I also
Yeah.
I loved how like giving away your powers is supposed to be like this spiritual, amazing moment. But for Gaspar and for Jeff, they're both like, so that's how that feels.
Such sexual energy.
No,
under
I think
us.
it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be the first time she looks at.
Oh!
It's like, oh, so that's what that feels like. But
Oh.
it's so weird. It's so weird.
But it was the same line that Gaspar said. So
She lost
Is
her
it?
eye-ginity to
Oh
Jeff.
my god.
Oh god.
Grab
Look,
wrist.
ginity.
And I
Love
love
that.
it, like, she sees him for the first time, she puts it.
Uh-huh.
You know, I
No
do
question,
I do
a
want to
smooch.
applaud you, Dan. That did have like a good 3-act structure. Like
I didn't
the
even
dialogue
know
is
a 3-act
rough,
structure
but
was
the
there.
narrative, like, it's a complete story.
The pacing was nice.
Hashtag no plot holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag no plot holes.
Hashtag no plot
Oh,
holes.
also how how all of the plots intersected, that cut to moment when we were cutting back,
Back
and
and
forth.
forth, back and
I
forth.
loved
That
that.
had some. That had
That
some.
had my palms
Uh-huh,
sweating in like
uh-huh.
anticipation. I liked it.
Also, one of my favorite things is so I asked Shane like for a prop and costume list, and we just got a list of vague random objects. So getting to watch how each one of them came into the story was its own little ride. Like you just said lettuce at
Yeah,
one point, and I was
lettuce.
like, oh boy, I guess I'm buying some lettuce.
So my favorite action in it is cutting lettuce for Chris, and then he's like, "There's nothing we can do." Cut back to Chris cutting lettuce. He's really concerned about Claire right now.
Well, I guess it does circle around because I think the forest fight is supposed to happen by the tree that it all started.
So this might have my tree spot.
By
Tree
tree
spot. Okay,
Wait,
tree spot.
can we just talk about how John's master plan was to tie Chris to a tree?
It was,
beat it
no,
in.
it was
Yeah.
here. I know the master plan. It was tie Chris to a tree. It was get Jeff to give me his powers, take over the world, then start World War III
Yep.
to annihilate the
Yep.
world,
Yep.
and then rule the annihilated world.
But
Yep.
here's the thing:
Yep.
you assassinated the president.
Sure, he was in my way.
But not the vice president, who naturally but instead you got a new president and vice president.
Yeah,
So
that's all I needed.
there's a line of secession there.
Okay, but also he assassinates the president and is like, Chris, I'm gonna frame you for this, and then just ties the guy who can teleport to a tree.
Why did Chris ever teleport out of the tree?
Maybe he needs his hands. He needs his hands to
His
teleport.
hands are fine. Hold on. I just thought of not necessarily a plot hole, but the fact that John, when he's like, all right, he has to get a president and a vice president, and he chooses for his girlfriend to be the vice president and
Yeah.
not the president.
What a
Like,
better
he doesn't
show of
trust
love.
her to be the president.
I don't want to put too much on her shoulders.
Yeah, you
okay?
gotta protect her from other assassinations.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
the
his
president
parents
is the
declare.
target.
Yeah.
Also,
It's
just real quick,
romantic.
President McDonald.
No, it was
President
McDonald.
It was
It
McDonald.
did not have a D at the end. It
I
was
heard
McDonald.
McDonald.
Stop ruining your
Something also put on the chat was that they keep breaking into houses.
Yeah, someone in chat said they were breaking and eating.
I like somebody earlier said that there's not a scene in this movie that doesn't have somebody tied up.
Okay, the breaking in, they have to keep breaking the houses because they don't have anywhere to stay.
But
so
it's
they're
all
like,
people they know.
But they're not real humans.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
Some of them.
No, they
Some
don't.
of them
The thing
were
is-
each other's
The thing
houses.
is, I think it's supposed to be that Jeff is looking at the objects in the house and looking at the memories to see if they're gone.
Oh, that's
Or
why
he's
the
like
Florida
doing
line
some
comes
like
from.
memory shit to
Ah,
like
okay.
figure out like, oh, these people are on vacation or like whatever.
Uh-huh.
But the only scenes that I knew to do was like, oh, we gotta break. They have to break in to know how they got there. And then when they're having a conversation, what do people do together? They eat together. So they're gonna have all their conversations at the
Over
dinner
salad.
table.
Can I just say real quick? So we decided to go for salad for the food, which is green, along with the screen behind us.
The Mountain Dew!
Oh, the Mountain Dew
Dew!
as well. I was getting to that. The Mountain Dew as well.
Why?
So the only plot holes were the holes in our bodies when we had salad in front of us.
But he doesn't drink the bottle,
No.
and it doesn't.
No,
screen.
Why
just
is it
holds
a
it.
bottle? Why
No
didn't we
bottle.
just wrist shake twice? I don't
The
care.
bottle was like a catalyst. It was a conductor for the secondary power.
Ah.
It was
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
perfect that it was invisible juice, and it was
Yeah.
invisible.
Oh!
It was so good.
That was
Hashtag
my
no plot
intention the
hole.
whole time.
Hashtag no bottles.
Beautiful vision.
I also loved.
That's a great
I loved how like multiple times someone was like, "I looked at the book, and this is what it was." I'm like, "What?"
We did
Yeah.
we did think about me wearing a green morph suit.
We just thought it would be
but,
too much.
It would be too confusing because, like, technically, pretty much everyone in all of the shots could see him, save for like a couple side characters occasionally, mainly Stephanie and Claire, and that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were like, for your sake, at least for this first edition, who knows? Maybe in 10 years we'll come back and shoot this again.
I was actually thinking. Somebody mentioned pre-sequel. We could do an after-credits scene.
And
John's
improvise-
still alive.
Improv and
after credits.
for the hook for the sequel.
Ah, a little tease.
Who's writing this scene?
Where's
Dan?
Rachel?
I can
How do we
wait,
go back in time?
If it's a prequel, but it's an after credits scene that is a hook for the prequel, how are we going to do that?
We just zoom in on a grave that says what, Rachel?
And then Dan reaches out from the grave.
Oh!
Yes.
Okay, well now you have it.
The only reason to watch the credits.
Yeah. Did everyone have a fun time?
Yes,
I had a ton of fun.
absolutely.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
not know what to expect.
Yeah, but that was
Me too.
incredible. That's all I wanted and more.
There was a point when I was reading this, I was like, I don't know if they're ready. Like, I don't know if they know what they've gotten themselves into.
Yeah.
I can just imagine Dan coming home from school, throwing off his backpack, and just like getting to work on absent.
Also, so a little backstory to when and how I wrote this.
Yeah.
one.
Ooh,
So this
yes.
was
More.
the summer after my freshman year of high school, and I was like, man, I want to do films, and I was like, I'm gonna write this. I've literally never even made a real short film before, so this was like, I was like, yeah, this is how long it's supposed to be. And I wrote this whole thing out. This was before I was like, maybe I should just do comedy. And I wrote it out and I sent it to all my other theater friends, and they're like, yeah. And I cast the whole thing. I filmed 3 scenes of this.
Oh.
I remembered it as we were doing it.
Do you have them?
The
What
only
scenes?
I have the footage.
Oh.
I believe.
No
But
Oh my
way.
god.
I'm not going to put that on the internet for my high school friends.
Oh, for their
I
sake. Okay,
apologize
that's
for
fair.
their sake. I am not in these, so
If-
it's
If you could get their approval, though.
and we can see if we can get their approval.
Honestly though, which version do you think is better? 'Cause
True.
I think it was tonight.
Wait,
So-
what scenes though? That's
So,
what I want
so
to
the
know.
scenes I remember is the interrogation scene between
Yes.
John and Claire.
Okay,
Ah.
okay.
I remember
Okay.
that. All played by 15-year-olds.
Sure.
Like,
Well, they
of
were
them
all
don't age.
immortal 15-year-olds.
Yeah,
Oh,
they don't age. When I realized there was a no aging plot that is exactly ripped out of Twilight in this movie, I was very upset. I
Also,
was very
the
upset.
character names very Twilighty. Alice,
Yeah. Oh, fucking-
Jasper.
yeah, I just wrote-
Stephanie Meyer.
I just
Oh,
wrote Twilight.
You should sue Stephanie Meyer.
It's
Yeah.
only been a year,
She
Dan.
played
They
her.
won't
No,
mind.
we're not 16.
And the other scene is the one where Alice is taking Claire out of the thing, and then Claire breaks away, and then she shoots her with the paralyzer gun.
Oh,
But the way that we shot this, and the way that I sort of envisioned this, is that when you get shot with a paralyzer gun, like you're paralyzed, but you're not paralyzed as in like you can't move and you fall over and everything. Like you're like freeze frame where
Ah, it was
you
more
were,
like a
and
freeze
someone
frame.
comes up and like mannequin picks you up and takes you away.
Oh my
So we
God.
shot it where like she's running and then she gets shot with it, and then you cut there and she's just like.
Yes.
So I was like, but I wanted to get it in like
Oh,
one
that's
shot,
good.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, she's
Yeah.
running, and then she has to like stop with her like foot up in the air,
Oh, God.
and there's just so many takes of her just falling over because, yeah. Those are the only 2 scenes I remember filming before I was like, God, making a film's hard, and we did 2 out of like 50
fantastic.
scenes, so
Oh.
yeah. And then I started taking TV media classes the next year, and then I was like, wow, what if I did other stuff that's shorter?
I've seen those as well, Dan.
Thank you
Yeah,
guys.
it
Came
got
in
much
with the
better.
Mikey raid. Just want to say thank you to everyone there for an entertaining evening. We are so glad you enjoyed.
And for any of the people that are more of our regular chat, definitely go check out Mikey. They're actually doing something incredibly cool. They are a bike courier in New York. so their streams are them biking around New York all day, which is super rad.
Yeah, it's
very
pretty
entertaining.
dope. It's pretty dope.
So thank you, Mikey, and thank you everyone who came with this raid. And of course, thanks to our regular chat for being here as well.
I don't want to bring this up, but
Oh,
I do remember, I believe when I was around 17,
Okay.
I wrote...
Cut the feed!
Part 2! Just because Uh-oh asked if there are any other hidden gems.
Oh,
I wrote a comedy film that is probably, it's a rom-com movie. I don't remember what it's called, but I remember being like, this is what I'm gonna do this summer. I filmed the entire movie.
No!
Is this the realized it was trash and never edited and canceled it? Oh no. There are 2 movies that happened with.
Okay, hold on, real quick. So this took a lot of work and coordination on everyone's part here. It doesn't
But it took
look
a lot
like
of
it, but
time.
yeah, we put a lot of effort into this. Thank you so much for supporting it. That being said, there's no way we could do this next week.
This is not
Every
no way.
Tuesday from now on. At some I'm blocking. There we go. At some point, it would be awesome to keep doing these, and I'm sure we will sometime in the future, because Dan has apparently a treasure trove.
I
some
believe
of
there
this.
are only 2 more.
Okay.
Long,
Okay,
like 30-minute long.
Sure.
Probably, it's definitely shorter than this.
Yeah.
One is a comedy.
This is your feature.
And one is a, no, they're both like rom-coms. One of which I wrote after my freshman year in college.
Okay.
Which is probably still just as bad as another one I think after my junior year of high school. One is a rom-com, I believe, where it's a guy that like does something to like trick a girl into getting him to like her.
Oh, no!
And it's very bad. It's probably
Yes.
terrible.
Oh,
And then the other one is a film called The Girl Behind the Mask that has a female protagonist. I know, right?
We're gonna be on r/men writing.
And
I just know it.
and she falls in love with a spoken word poetry boy.
Wow.
Dan, I remember you telling us about that one.
Oh my god.
I would audition for this.
Did you right click on Adam Sandler?
Yeah, I think that's all I have. I think it's just 2 more.
Well, we will look into producing those
We'll look
at
into
a
it.
later date.
Yeah.
If you want to see those, please subscribe.
And if you're curious what we normally do here on the channel, come back this Friday. We do short form improv. We've had lots of these lovely people as guests before. So yeah, be sure to check that out on Fridays from 9 to 11 Eastern Standard. And then Tuesdays we just do variety stuff like this.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks
Awesome.
a lot for watching. I never
Yeah.
thought,
This was a
that a
blast.
movie I wrote almost 9 years ago would now be entertaining on the internet. And again, thanks for all of you for indulging me.
Big
with
thank
this
you to all who
bullshit.
helped make this dream come true.
Yeah.
Couldn't have said it better ourselves,
And as always, please clip your favorite bits and send them to Campbell's without context. We're still looking for that sponsorship.
Oh yeah, please feel free to go back into the VOD and clip the shit out of
If
this.
you want anything absent related in the merch category, let us know.
Yeah,
we will try to make it happen.
Absent is a very strong contender for some
If
merch
you just
ideas.
want the acronym SOUTH,
Yeah.
Also, there needs to be some absent fan art.
A Gasper shirt.
Gasper shirt.
There needs to be some tree spot merch.
Oh, yeah,
Tree
sure.
Tree spot.
I think we haven't talked about this, but I'm going to say we're planning on throwing or getting a Discord server up for everybody soon.
Yep.
And when that is up, the first thing that's going to be on there is the PDF to the script.
Yeah.
It's all yours.
Oh yeah.
You can
Yeah.
remake it, do whatever you want with it.
Curly J, this is not part of the movie. This is after the movie. This is our sort of little Q&A with the chat. But feel free to get on back into that VOD and watch our masterpiece.
Please write absent fan fiction.
Oh, that would be amazing.
I need some John Jeff flashfic.
No. 100% promises right now. We will act out your fan fiction.
Okay, to an extent.
No. Dan, I have acted out fan fiction before. It is not good.
Invisible smudge question mark?
Oh. Maybe that's how we'll get around it. One person just won't be there. That's Jeff.
And that's when we break terms of service on the side.
Yeah, no, we are not going to break our terms of service. We have over 200 followers now. Huge. Thank you to everyone for following. But yeah, we want to turn this film into 95 TikToks.
Yes!
All right, Ryan, close down the night with Solo Down.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, we finishing it up? Okay.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. We did a movie this night for you. Hope you enjoyed it, and please stay tuned. We will show you everything we'll yell, because you should like, comment, and subscribe to Show and Tell.
Hey! Thank you, everybody. We had a good night. Thank you, cameraman.
Thanks to our guest.
I know that guy.
Thanks to Shane.
Thanks to Shane.
Big thanks to 15-year-old Dan.